with your last lecture for engineering data analysis. So this is correlation and regression. So chapter outline, so we'll be discussing correlation, linear regression, measures of regression, and prediction intervals. So let's start with discussing correlation first. When we're talking about correlation, this actually tries to convert your relationship to numerical values, meaning how related is one variable to another one. So that's what we are referring to as correlation. So in this one, we have two sets of data. We have it's either X or Y but normally it's X independent and Y is your dependent. So if you're trying to get the connection of the two variables, you are practically doing correlation. So correlation is normally represented by a scatter plot. Okay, scatter plot is like yung dots that's in your chart wherein dito mo makikita how close the data points are. Okay, so sample of scatter plot is this one. Okay, so in this one makikita mo na lahat sila going up. Okay, so scatter plot ang tawag po dyan. In doing scatter plot, normal plotting lang po ang ginagawa natin. So say for example, your x is equal to 1 and your y is equal to -4. So ipa-plot x1, 1, 1. Okay, this is 1 and -4. -4. That's why may isang plot doon. And so on and so forth. Okay? So these are the types of correlation upon looking sa scatter plots. We have negative linear correlation if your scatter plot seems to go down or looks like going down or the plot is leading down, okay? And it can be interpreted as x increases, y tends to decrease, okay? Ibig sabihin, inverse yung relationship ng dalawang variable, okay? Tumataas yung isa, bumababa yung isa, okay? Yung isa naman, positive linear correlation. Okay? Next, we have here no correlation. When we're referring to as no correlation, ang chart niya is wala talagang direksyon. Hindi mo alam kung saan siya pupunta. Okay? Hindi ka makapaglinya kahit saan. Okay? No correlation data points ang itsura pag ganyan. And we also have non-linear correlation. Hindi straight yung kanyang correlation ng data. Okay? So, example, this one, if you're asked to do a scatter plot of this one, scatter plot niya lang siya, plot niyo ng 1.6, tsaka 428.2, 3.6, pairs by pairs po ang plotting. Okay? With that, makakakuha kayo ng ganitong klaseng chart. And we can interpret that we have somewhat a positive linear relationship, based sa ating scatter plot kasi pataas siya. Okay? So, we can say that the relationship of carbon dioxide emissions with regards to the GDP is positively correlated based on the scatter plot that is pataas. Okay? So next, Old Faithful located in Yellowstone National Park is the world's most famous geyser creation of Old Faithful's eruptions and the times until the next eruptions are shown in the table. So halimbawa yan, gusto nyong makita kung may predictor ba? Okay, may connection ba yung duration ng eruption versus the existence until the next eruption? So, tinable niya yung X at Y. So, ipa-plot lang ulit pairs by pairs, 1.8 tsaka 56 magka-pair, X, Y. Okay, pa-plot. At ito yung kalalabasan yung plot. Okay, so may mga calculators kasi na direct ang nakakapag-plot, yung mga programmable calculus, so they can readily show you this kind of plot. Okay, so in here, meron din positive relationship and we can interpret that the relationship of the Old Faithful ba yun? Old Faithful's eruption is positively correlated with the eruption times. Okay, meaning pwede somewhat siguro pwede nating predictor si time. Pero key regression natin malalaman, ma-verify yung predictor na yun. Pero for now, meron relationship. Yun lang ang masasabi natin. Merong positive relationship si duration kay time. Okay? So, correlation coefficient. So, normally, when we're doing correlation, we are trying to solve it in such a way na hindi na ganun katagal. Kasi pag pinlot nyo siya isa-isa, medyo matagal sa lalo pag manual, plot isa-isa, maguguhit pa kayo, titingnan nyo kung sakto yung linya, okay? So, and it's prone to error, because especially if it's manual, kasi yung scaling baka mag-differ, okay? So therefore, we are actually after computing the correlation coefficient, which is denoted by R. Ito yung formula niya, that's N, summation of XY, minus summation of X over, times summation of Y over square root of N, summation of X squared, summation of X quantity squared, N, and summation of Y squared minus summation of Y quantity squared. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pag gumawa kayo ng table, halimbawa may dalawang data point, ang mga kailangan yung kunin ay summation of X sa ilalim, ibig sabihin, isasum Okay. Okay, sorry for that. So medyo nagkakaroon ako ng connection, bad network quality. Kaya I really opted to have it recorded na at this time. Kasi kanina naka-encounter na ako sa first class ko nung naglalag kami sa live. Anyways, so ayan. So we have correlation coefficient and summation of x. Ayan, kailangan nyo ng summation of x squared. Kukunin nyo lahat ng x squared, or you can actually try to ang makukuha niyong values under correlation is -1 at +1. Ranges from -1 to +1. Okay, where if it's close to -1, ang relationship niya is negative. Okay, negative correlation. While kapag it's closer to +1, positive yung correlation niya. And pag 0 siya, no correlation ang ibig sabihin niya. Okay? So, ito example ng strong negative correlation. So, malapit na malapit sa -1. We have strong positive correlation. Nakikita nyo, sobrang liliit nung distances ng points. So that's strong positive. We have weak positive correlation na ang meron naman, okay naman, pataas naman, pero may mga ibang data. Tsaka mas dispersed yung data niya. And we have non-linear correlation wherein malapit sa zero yung value. Na ganito yung itsura ng data point. Okay? For interpretation, we have 0.9 to 1 as very high positive or negative correlation. 0.7 to 0.9, high positive correlation. 0.5 to 0.7, moderate positive correlation. 0.3 to 0.5, low positive correlation. And 0.0 to 0.3, negligible correlation or no correlation. Okay, so again, ang steps, kailangan nyo ng summation of x, summation of y, kailangan nyo summation of xy, pwede naman pong kunin si calculator, no? And then, summation of x squared, summation of y squared, and para makompute nyo yung r. Okay, so say for example, this one, calculate the correlation coefficient for the gross domestic products and carbon dioxide emissions data. What can you conclude? Manually, ito yung magiging solution nyo. You have to sum the x, sum the y, kunin ng xy or 1.6 times 4 to 8.2 equals. That's 3.6 times 8 to 8.8 times equals. Okay, tapos isasum nyo ulit. That's x squared, 1.6 squared, 3.6 squared, 12.96, 4.9 squared, 24.01, and so on. So sum. Y squared, 4 to 8.2 squared, 8 to 8.8 squared. Okay, and then isasum. Okay? And mako-compute nyo na ang value ng R with that. So meron siyang strong positive correlation at 0.882. Okay, na positive value. But you can also use your calculator. Try natin gamitin si calculator with this data. Let me just unshare this. At kunin natin si calculator emulator. Let me just show you how to compute for it. Kita ko naman yung data. So I click mode, then stat 3 and 2 variables. Okay, I'll just input yung data. Okay, medyo matagal lang kasi 1.1, 0.9, 2.9, 2.7, 2.3, 1.6, 1.5. Oops. Okay, so I'll try to go sa taas para dun sa ibang data. We have 428.2, then 828.2, 1214.2. Again, I can see kasi yung presentation kanina, kaya nilalagay ko lang dito sa calculator. I just can show you simultaneously yung dalawa since I'm recording using Teams. 64415.3. So what I'm doing is I am encoding all the values using the stat function. Uh, 358.7 and 573.5. Okay, so equals. So rather than manually taking the summation of x, summation of y, summation of xy, I can actually use this calculator. I'll press AC, then, AC shift 1, okay, and you'll see sum, okay, which is 3. And you'll see here summation of x, summation of y. Okay, I can click 2 for the summation of x. I got 23.1, which is the same dun sa nakuha natin ang manual. Next, I can also get summation of y. That's 553.4. And then I can also get summation of xy. That's 5. That's 15571.55. Medyo may variation with regards dun sa table na nakita nyo kanina kasi yung kanina naman 15573.71. Pero siya kasi nag-round off na siya. Okay, so that's the reason. And then I can also get the summation x squared. X squared, that's 1. Okay, that's 67.35. And so on. Okay, so kita nyo doon lahat, yung summation of x, summation of y, and whatever. Okay, and then makukompute nyo na yung r value. Okay, but pwede naman pong diretso na. Okay, meron tayong r dito. It's under the reg. Okay, click nyo yung 3, r, and then ito yung r na na-compute natin. Diretso na to, hindi na kailangan mag-manual. Okay, that's 0.8824 na correlation. That's positive, high, strong positive correlation. Ano po? Okay? So that's how you would be getting your R using your calculator. So ang gagawin nyo na lang talaga is purely interpretation. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. Okay. So yan din yung nakuha nyo. Okay, so this one, ganun din yung gagawin nyo. Ika-calculator nyo lang din siya and you would be brought with this value of R. That's 0.9786 na value of R, which is highly positive. Okay? So, you can also use the table to test for the population correlation raw, though hindi siya masyadong ideal, pero may R din doon. Nakalagay doon kung, halimbawa ay your raw is significant to 5 pairs of data, 5 pairs, tapos at alpha of 0.05. Ayan. So, 0.878, and so on. Okay, so pwede nyo rin gamitin yung table, though hindi na siya masyadong ginagamit these days kasi may calculator na. Okay, so again, you can compute for your value of correlation using your calculator din naman. Okay, ito ay testing. You use 25 pairs of data to find the 0.97 is the correlation coefficient significant. Use alpha of 0.05. So using the table, okay, ang data nyo ay 25, tapos alpha of 0.05, so 0.396. So therefore, since mas malaki si R kesa sa computed R kesa sa table value nyo, so there is enough evidence at 5% level of significance to conclude that there is significant linear correlation between the duration. Okay, so if in case greater yung computed nyo sa alpha or dun sa value na nakuha nyo sa table. Okay, so for hypothesis testing, yun din yung gagamitin yung concept. Okay, so it's either one-tailed or two-tailed, depende uli sa sign ng inyong HA. Okay, left-tailed, right-tailed, at saka two-tailed test. Okay, so it can be used to test whether correlation between two variables is significant with the test statistic R. So parang Z, yung x minus mu, ganyan. Dito naman, R over standard deviation of R with degrees of freedom of n minus 2. Na ang gagamitin pa din ay t-distribution table. Okay. So, ito naman, don't worry, hindi ako maglalagay sa exam ng testing ng correlation. This is just purely for your information. In case lang naman, in the future ay kailanganin. Okay, ayan. So, yan. Previously, you calculated R is equal to 0.882 test the significance. So, ito yung inyong values. Okay, classic. Ito naman yung classic solution nyo ng hypothesis testing. At feeling ko naman nanawa naman kayo sa previous na hypothesis testings na ginawa natin. So, same lang din naman siya. Nagkaiba lang sa test statistic. Correlation and causation. So, actually, hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin na ang may dahilan, porket may relationship sila, hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na, halimbawa kanina, si time ang dahilan kung bakit nangyayari si distance, ganyan. So, hindi naman pwedeng ganon. So, iba yung sinasabi ng correlation. Ang sinasabi lang ng correlation is that meron silang relationship. Okay, ito din, is there a reverse cause and effect relationship between the variable? That's why cos x, actually hindi naman tinuturo. Ang sinabi lang may relasyon. Wala pang sinasabing kahit ano, walang sinasabing causation. Ang sinabi lang meron lang relasyon. Okay? So, in summary, We have known linear correlation, found correlation coefficient, tested population correlation coefficient, performed hypothesis test, and distinguished correlation and causation. Okay, we'll go to linear regression. Linear regression is your classic equation of the line. Okay, meron kasing line na na-form here. Okay, so na pwedeng mag-represent dun sa points ng inyong scatter plot. Okay, so yun yung inilalabas ni regression line. Okay, so we have here your residuals. Residuals are what we are referring to as the difference between the observed value and the predicted value, or yung distance mula sa point ay papunta doon sa line na na-create natin na magbabind sa kanila sana. Okay, so regression line is what we're referring to as the line in which the sum of squares of the residuals is at the minimum. Okay, so we have here y is equal to mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your intercept. Okay, so your m can be computed by this, and your b can be computed by this formula. Okay, but sa atin, meron naman tayong calculator to do that. Okay, sample ito, siya ulit, si GDP at saka si carbon dioxide emissions na, I hope yan yung ginawa natin kanina. I hope. Yeah, siya yun. Yeah, siya yun. Okay? So now we can compute for the value of the M and B manually using the formula. Okay? So lalabas dyan 196.15 at saka 102.289. But we can use the calculator. So balik tayo dun sa calculator. Let me just share the calculator again. Na yun din yung value na na-input natin kanina. So ito yung value ng R kanina. We'll just get the value of your M here, M at saka B. So we have here 5. So meron ditong A at B. Okay, it differs. Yung ibang calcu, B ang M. Okay, it differs, depende. In my case, ang calculator ko, ang A niya ay yung B. Okay, yung nandito. So that's 102.3567. At ang aking B, 2. Ito yung M ko. Okay? So diretso na, hindi na kailangan mag-compute pa manually nung line, nung y is equal to mx plus b. Dito sa calcu, ang kukunin nyo lang, y is equal to bx plus a. Okay? Yun yung magiging formula ninyo para makuha nyo yung regression line. Okay? Let me just unshare it again. Okay, so yan yung values na nakita nyo kanina. Okay, so to sketch a regression line, use any two values within the range of data and calculate the corresponding y values in the regression line. So, ayan din siya. Calculator. And Excel, pwede rin naman po siya. So, using this formula. So, example. So, you can use the regression formula to predict for values. So, halimbawa, use this equation to predict the expected carbon dioxide emissions for the following gross domestic product. So, therefore, isa-substitute nyo lang to. So, 1.2, ipapasok nyo lang dito sa X. Okay? So, para makuha nyo kung ilan yung magiging carbon emissions. And 2.0, 2.5. Okay? So, and you can interpret when the gross domestic product is 2.5 trillion, the carbon dioxide emissions are 592.669 million metric tons. Okay, so in this way, diba, nakita nyo may correlation siya. And if you would like to predict for the next values, you can use the regression equation of the line, okay, para makita nyo if in case ito ang scenario, ilan yung magiging value, ganyan. So since alam nyo nang related sila, pwede silang gawa ng linear regression na equation. So measures of regression and prediction intervals. So we have 3 types of variation. Siyempre, hindi naman mapo-perfect yung line na lahat makaka-capture. We have total deviation, explained deviation, and unexplained deviation. Okay, total deviation is denoted by yi minus the mean y. Okay, tapos si explained deviation is denoted by your yi minus y bar. and your unexplained deviation is yi minus yi bar. Okay, so ito yung in terms of chart niya. Okay, but technically, kaya inilalabas yung mga total variation and whatever na yan ay para ma-compute nyo si coefficient of determination later. But explain mo natin sila isa-isa. Si total variation, the sum of squares of the difference between the y value of the ordered pair and the mean of the y. Ito naman, sum of squares of the difference between the predicted value, y value, and the mean y. And then we have unexplained variation wherein ito yung sum of squares between the difference between the y value of each ordered pair and each corresponding predicted y value. Okay, so therefore, we can say that the total variation is explained variation plus unexplained variation. And with that, pwede nyo nang makuha si coefficient of determination. When we're talking about coefficient of determination, it's just r squared. Kaya hindi ko masyadong din-well down yan kasi si r squared, yung r na nakuha nyo kanina dun sa correlation, pwede nyo naman siyang i-squared lang. Iisa lang din yun ang lalabas na sagot. Okay, so again, pwede pong hininan nyo sa uluhin yung formula na explain variation over total variation. Pwedeng yung R na nakuha nyo kanina, yung rho na nakuha nyo kanina dun sa correlation, isa-square nyo lang siya para makuha nyo yung coefficient of determination. Okay? So, ang importante dito, paano ini-interpret si coefficient of determination. Okay? So, si coefficient of determination actually states na ito na yung causation. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pag lumabas, ayan, halimbawa, lumabas 778 ang r squared. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kanina, about 77.8% of the variation in the carbon emissions can be explained by the variation in the gross domestic product. Ibig sabihin, 7.8% na ang may kasalanan ng carbon emission ay dahil sa GDP. Okay? Ito na yung causation na tinatawag kanina doon sa discussion natin. Si coefficient of determination yun. Again, coefficient of determination, r squared siya or squared na r value ninyo mula sa correlation coefficient. Okay? So again, this is how you would be interpreting your coefficient of determination. So summary na yun. Okay, so for questions and clarifications, I would be very willing to address that using your MS Teams. Okay, I hope na gets. So sorry for the network interruptions kasi medyo lang kung medyo may bagyo ba or whatsoever. Pero yun, experience ko na siya kanina kaya I recorded na ahead. So in case I wouldn't be able to get a grasp of a good internet even later kasi parang sa tinignan ko yung weather forecast, medyo mas malala daw mamayang afternoon. Okay, so yeah, that's why I recorded it. I hope you understand, and for questions, please feel free to message me on Teams. Thank you so much and God bless.